Hey, it's good to see you again. My name is Rob Lee, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing some drawing on my iPad. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, we are watching an illustration series, episode 8 of what I call Doodle Box. For those of you new to the channel, Doodle Box is an illustration series where I take 3 different post-it notes from a box and I combine them to create an illustration on my iPad. These are the categories here. Yellow post-it notes are animals, orange post-it notes are jobs, and green post-it notes are things. So let's see what we pick today. Alright, let's pick a yellow one out first. Maybe grab this one here. Next one we'll go for an orange. And finally, let's get a green thing. Alright, we got our 3 post-it notes, so let's see what we have. We have penguin. The job is detective. And the object is pogo stick. So we're going to be using penguin, detective, and pogo stick as our prompts. Let's go see what we can draw today. I'm using a new brush from the free Procreate download All-Star brush pack called Steph's Sketch Brush. Big shout out to Stefan Kuntz for this brush. I love the weight of it and it feels super nice to draw with. You can find a link to the brush pack in the video description. Alright, thumbnail number 1, I have a penguin on a pogo stick talking to a man at a crime scene. I'm not entirely sure if I was thinking the penguin was the detective or if he was being questioned by the detective, but this was just a preliminary sketch. I'm not the biggest fan of this, I'll be honest, it's pretty ordinary. The second sketch I was thinking of is a hard-boiled noir detective penguin walking through the city at night and smoking while he's deep in thought. In my head, I can picture heavy rain and a Frank Miller Sin City aesthetic, but then I forgot about the pogo stick and sort of just drew it hanging off the back of him like a sword. Thumbnail number 3 is a penguin who is hopping away and being chased by a detective. I imagine that a pogo chase scene is pretty rare, but then I found a music video of bank robbers on a pogo stick being chased by a cop on a Segway, which I think you should all watch definitely after you see this video. The fourth sketch turns the pogo stick into a detective. Here he's questioning a penguin over some alleged vandalism, though the penguin himself isn't looking too concerned in the moment, or that he's going to get arrested for this crime. Rather than making the penguin and the detective be on opposite sides of the law, I thought the 5th thumbnail would be more fun if they were both on the same side. So here's a Sherlock and Watson inspired piece where they're both wearing a deerstalker hat and looking stoically at a building while it burns on fire. Thumbnail number 6 sees our pogo stick and penguin detective inspecting some spilt milk alongside some cookies. Where will the crumbs lead them? Who knows? In the background are some birds looking suspiciously from the power lines. In sketch number 7, I considered the pogo stick looking for a penguin suspect who is hiding out in an aquarium/museum. I do like the framing for this one, but I also feel it's lacking a bit of interest or action. And the last thumbnail is a penguin detective riding on a pogo stick that is also his partner. This sketch feels a little underbaked for me, and there's no real setting or story to this one, so it's unlikely I'll pursue that one any further. Okay, so a quick review of our thumbnails and my personal rating out of 10 for each of them. I quite liked the 6th version that I did. There's something quite amusing about drawing a spilt milk scene and a pogo stick who's holding a magnifying glass. And so I wonder if those clues spring to mind more easily. A little bit on the art style that I'm going to be using for today. I wanted to focus a bit more on the ink work and have a very simple color palette in this illustration, which is a bit of a departure from the color schemes or techniques I've used in previous episodes. I'm still using Steph's sketch brush for the line work, and I'll later use some textured brushes from another amazing brush set, the True Grit Texture and Supply, to bring a bit of depth and dirt to the drawing. Links to that brush set will also be provided in the video description. In essence, I decided to only use a black, red, and white color scheme to convey the mood of this particular illustration, and that simple restriction is a nice, liberating feeling without having to select too many different shades and tones. So let's do the customary fun facts about our animal job and thing. Starting with penguins. Did you know that Penguin Awareness Day is coming up soon on January 20th? True story. And don't get that confused with World Penguin Day, which is April 25th. Why do we need 2 whole days of appreciation a year for penguins? I'm not sure, but it's pretty incredible. The smallest penguins are only 10 inches tall. That title belongs to the blue penguin species, which is native to Australia and New Zealand. And on the other side of the spectrum, the emperor penguin grows up to 50 inches, and they're native to Antarctica. In 2014, scientists found a 37 million year old remains of a mega penguin on Seymour Island in the Antarctic Peninsula. Based on the research and their forecasting and projections, this massive penguin would have been 6 feet and 6 inches tall and weighed 250 pounds, which is quite large. Sherlock Holmes, possibly the world's most famous detective, was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and appeared in 4 novels and 56 short stories from 1891 to 1927. According to the Guinness World Records, Sherlock is the most portrayed literary human character in film and television history. Lastly, pogo sticks and the interesting etymology of that name. 2 German inventors, Max Pohlig and Ernst Gottschall, filed for a patent in 1920 in Hanover for a device that was called a spring-end hopping stilt. And it's thought that pogo is a portmanteau of the first 2 letters of their surname, Pohlig and Gottschall. And just like BMX or skateboarding, there are extreme versions of this sport. Extreme pogo is a sport that's taken off in the last decade, literally springing to life. And there is an annual event called Pogo Palooza, where you can see some of the finest pogo athletes do some amazing tricks. I suggest you have a look at that after this video too. Well, that's a wrap. You just finished watching episode 8 of Doodle Box, where we took a penguin, a detective, and a pogo stick prompt to come up with that illustration. If you like today's content, it would be awesome if you hit the like button or subscribe. It would mean a lot to help grow this channel. And if you are interested in seeing some of my other content, please have a look at some of the videos in these links here, or check out my Instagram or website for more creative content too. Thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.